Hey.
So Loki's a good guy now, is it?
Well, he eventually turned to a good guy anyway, so yeah.
Well, that was interesting.
So in terms
that
of
was definitely
really good.
in terms of timeline, where would this be set?
Well, the timeline is interesting in this point because Loki is a past Loki variant.
It
Yeah.
could be.
2012 Loki
2012
It could be
after
Loki.
the Battle of New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one that we saw in where was it Endgame?
When he got killed.
We actually,
that's
we actually
later
saw
Loki.
that scene as well. Loki died in Infinity War.
Yeah. Yeah, when he got choked by Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's right.
so now we actually know that Loki actually did die. Because that was the end of the file. There wasn't a continuation of that Loki.
So but then he's saying that they're trying to hunt down another variant of him.
Another variant's Loki. Interesting.
Yeah, back in the past Loki.
Yeah, so
Past variant.
So which Loki variant could that Loki be? Maybe one who is even darker?
The more evil, it looks
Because
like.
the Loki that we know through the movies, he slowly changed throughout the movies to become a better person. Like we see his transformation of Loki through the movies.
Well, at 1858, Loki seemed nice, burning them alive.
Yeah, we see like different timelines as well. I mean, different parts in time, like historical events apparently.
Yeah, so there could be Loki trying to fight different variants of himself. Seems like it.
Yeah, it looks that way.
And out of those historical events, I think the DB Cooper one is the one that most people would know about. He was DB Cooper
on the airplane though.
Yeah, that was something that actually happened.
We never saw that in the movies. It never was reviewed.
No, we didn't. But the DB Cooper incident was a proper event that actually happened.
Okay.
It's actually a story behind it.
Oh.
Yeah, look it up later, like DB Cooper.
It's a real life event, okay.
It's a real life event. No one really knows what's happened to DB Cooper after he jumped off the plane. Apparently Loki was him. So, that was really interesting.
So he was...
even Agent Mobius said, like, you were DB Cooper?
Yeah.
So even he knows that it was an event that actually did happen.
These are apparently some of the variants that could show up. There's like the Lady Loki, Classic Loki, Kid Loki. So different Lokis that we might potentially see.
Well, what about a trans Loki?
Well, Loki was a woman sometimes in the comics. Well, in the comics, the gender of Loki is what they call fluid, which is an interesting thing. So he was both the guy and the woman at times. Interesting.
Yeah, I think interesting. TVA. Is it like a place where they freeze time or something? Like
they maintain the proper flow of the timeline.
Yeah.
So apparently, what the Avengers did was meant to happen.
I'm sure things are meant to happen will happen, but
Yeah, but I didn't think Loki knew why Tony Stark and the rest of the Avengers went back in time for, though.
He was already dead by then.
Yeah. But he actually knew that there were two Tony Starks. Because he smelled the cologne. He could tell the difference between, like, the colognes.
Different eras.
Well, you smelled the same Tony Stark cologne on two different people. Yeah. Two are actually the same person. So he kind of knew. The reason he thought was to stop him. But these are.
I was just looking up this too.
Yeah. Real life history explained. Mysterious real life hijacker. So it turns out that he's actually Loki.
Or someone in Mad Men. They tried to do this in Mad Men as well. Like, they tried to...
You mean the TV series?
Yes,
Mad Men?
the Mad Men TV series. They were, aiming to say someone else was DB Cooper as well.
So I guess the real identity of DB Cooper has never been revealed. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why they have all these theories. And so the Marvel version is that Loki is
DB Cooper.
Yeah, this is what Jono was saying. Following Madman's Don
Draper.
Yeah.
So Mad Men was trying to sort of reveal that Don Draper was DB Cooper.
Yeah.
But slightly, but it seems like Marvel beat them to it.
Well, but then Mad Men did it first.
So Mad Men was like slightly saying that it was, not fully saying it. So they never saw a scene with him being DB Cooper, but Marvel beat them to actually having a scene that relates to that real life event.
Yeah, but either way, it's clever how they incorporate Loki's character into a real life event.
Yep.
It's clever.
Yep. And Loki with his catchphrase, I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose, yeah. That's his famous line.
Famous line. Glorious purpose. Yep. Do we see some Easter eggs? Maybe?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot that we have missed.
Yeah.
A lot of new concepts in this.
And also a lot of Infinity Stones. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting to see.
But it's just so funny. You're just sitting there in the drawer.
Instead of use it as
paperweights,
Paperweights, yeah.
It's like nothing to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Maybe someone took those Infinity Stones from a lot of variants.
Different timelines.
So here's all the Easter eggs. The intro sequence that we saw
was the same that we see in Endgame.
It retells the famous Tesseract heist from Endgame.
With slight differences, though. Focuses more on Loki.
So entirely from his point of view, yeah. Closer shot of Loki waving goodbye to Hulk in the elevator. So it's seen more from his point of view.
Yeah.
And this.
Oh, the desert scene.
Yes. Gobi Desert.
Mongolia.
Yeah, he ended in Mongolia. That was interesting.
Gobi Desert.
But it only said Mongo.
It said Mongolia, yeah.
It didn't say Mongolia. It just said Mongo.
Maybe
on my screen.
Well, but Gobi is in Mongolia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think maybe on the screen, maybe the LIA wasn't clear or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely said Mongolia. The full Mongolia.
Okay.
So what's this Iron Man reference, Tony? Stark?
When Iron Man like crashed into the desert after creating his armor,
okay.
Yeah.
He was trying to fly and then he like catapulted back.
He also lands roughly in a remote desert.
Yeah, in a desert.
So there's a symbolic correlation in how Iron Man marked the beginning of the MCU, while Loki is now ushering in a whole new chapter.
So it seems like both WandaVision and the Loki show might fit into the multiverse of madness, which is coming.
Yeah.
Considering that they mentioned the multiverse.
Yeah, in the animated.
In the animated thing, like there was a multiverse war. And Nexus events.
Yeah, Nexus events. Also
and considering Loki is not a Nexus being, though.
Only Wanda as well.
Wanda is, yes. There's only one of Wanda throughout the whole multiverse.
But Loki, there's variants. So many variants.
There would be many variants because he's not a Nexus being.
Burden with glorious purpose.
I am Loki of Gasgard, and I am burdened with glorious
His famous catchphrase is, I am burdened with glorious purpose. Yeah, I think he said it a few times.
Yep, in Avengers.
And even in this episode, he said it maybe a few times too.
Yeah, a few times in this episode, yeah.
Well, he said that to the Mongolians.
Yeah.
And he just said glorious purpose, where I said, what are you doing here? So
TVA.
Yeah, TVA. New territory.
Yeah, if you guys have seen the Umbrella Academy, it feels a bit like that as well.
Okay.
Or even DC's Legends of Tomorrow, the Time Bureau. Very similar kind of concept.
Okay.
They guard the timeline.
The sacred timeline, according to this one.
They were actually introduced in a 1986 issue of Thor that featured several time-hopping agents. There's a Skrull at the TVA.
They actually mentioned the Skrull as well, like a variant Skrull.
Yeah.
Front desk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually an interesting thought. That Secret Invasion is around the corner.
Yeah, because there were some clues about that too, right? In WandaVision, maybe.
Yeah, at the end when the Skrulls talk. Talk to them. Yeah.
The Time Twisters. Ooh, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, the Time Twisters were kind of cool. It's like
you can just
that's cool.
It loops them back, but their memories are still intact, so they're just wondering what's happened. But it doesn't affect the furniture.
Time Twisters appear to be standard issue at the TVA and have a vaguely similar counterpart in the Marvel Comics called the retroactive canon. They rewind a person completely until they are unwritten from history. If you've seen the Tenet, it's a little bit like the algorithm,
but less confusing. Definitely less confusing.
It's more direct.
Life model decoys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
LMDs.
That guy is that guy from Game of Thrones?
Oh no, I don't think is he the actor from Game of Thrones?
Not sure.
Not sure, but LMDs is not a new thing as well. Because we heard about them a lot, even through like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, LMD, right? LMD.
Yeah, they call them the LMDs, but
life model decoys. Yeah.
But what's interesting is what he said. Like maybe he is a robot, but doesn't even know he is.
Yeah, because they can mimic mankind so perfectly.
Yeah.
So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we saw them as well.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's kind of like an Ada, but not as hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the male one. Ada was the.
Ada. Yeah. Jeff knows about Ada. Yeah.
Wasn't Phil Coulson LMD?
He was.
Later in season 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
He came on as well.
He ended up being an LMD himself, but he actually knew he was an LMD. But so there was a May LMD who didn't really know she was an LMD.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, season 5 or something. Yeah.
Well, but then
I
eventually
think that
she
was
did.
like season 4 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no one picked it up until much later.
Even she didn't pick it up.
She picked it up herself, yeah, because her actual brain or her mind was in the decoy.
Yeah, because in the end, there was a bad LMD, Coulson, and May sacrificed herself. The LMD May sacrificed herself to destroy the Phil Coulson, who was an LMD, to let the real people escape. It's confusing, yes.
Yeah, that cartoon promo.
Oh yeah, the cartoon. Yeah,
it's cool. Huh? Did I say Thanos in there?
It's a short animation to fill in the quantum criminals in on the basics.
Miss minutes.
Like the MCU multiverse, and that how long ago there were separate timelines. There was an interdimensional war for supremacy, and then they are trying to maintain one reality, a separate timeline.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So there's some similarity to the Secret Wars comic event in which conflicting universes come together in better world.
So it seems like they tried to stop the multiverse from happening again.
Yeah.
But throughout this series as well, we don't really know how the multiverse of madness happens. But since it's around the corner as well with Doctor Strange,
And Wanda just finished.
this might play a part in that.
Yeah, they're all linked. Yes.
Timekeepers. The three lizards.
3 lizards. Well, we haven't seen
The
them
3
yet.
big faces behind the judge as well.
We haven't seen them yet, right?
Not yet, no.
Well, we do see the big faces behind the judge.
Oh. Yeah. Complete mastery over time.
Yeah. So they actually dictate the proper flow of time. They allowed the Avengers to go back in time, so that was meant to happen. And the judge only dictates the proper flow of time according to their dictations.
That really reminded me of a movie I saw where they were able to see the future and that kind of stuff, and then go back in time to stop crimes happening just before the crimes happen. Anyone remember the name of that movie?
Minority Report.
Yeah, that's the one. See, that's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, because it deals with time as well.
Yeah, that's a different idea of time though, because they see dreams of what actually may happen.
Yeah.
So is it really a crime if they haven't done it yet?
They only dreamed it.
They dreamed that that is a possible future, yes.
Yeah.
So they stopped that future from happening, but yeah, that's actually a bit of a legalistic thing, which doesn't really fully make sense, because if they stop it from happening...
In Minority Report, there was a mistake, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because it didn't happen according to their dreams. So what else is this?
This is the Kree and Nova's attack on Titan. There's a reference to that.
Ronan.
The battle is taking place on Thanos on planet of Titan.
They actually attacked Titan. Interesting.
Yeah.
Was the TVA involved somehow? Yeah.
Reference to Ronan there.
But the Kree and the Nova are like, they didn't like each other.
That's
because
right.
the Kree actually attacked the home planets of the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy.
In Guardians of the Galaxy, Ronan confirmed the Kree and Nova Corps were at war.
Yeah,
So,
they didn't like each other. Definitely not.
So, yeah.
So we see the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And they were fighting against the Kree.
Yep. And they're...
The Kree were always the bad guys.
And they're fighting.
Yeah. And the Kree, they were also against war with the Skrulls, eh? Seems like they...
Well, the Skrulls don't like the Kree either. Because that was the whole Captain Marvel thing. But we'll have to see what they do with the Skrulls this time around. Because apparently they're the good guys this time.
Yeah,
Nexus events. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nexus of all realities is essentially a gateway between every possible timeline. The TVS Nexus events take their name from the very same source.
And I think we also talked about the Nexus events and Nexus beings in WandaVision as well.
Yeah. So
because we do see like I think it was some ad with Nexus in it.
Yeah, so it's called several times in the MCU, and also an antidepressant drug during one of WandaVision's commercials.
That's it.
Yeah, the TV commercials.
Well, the Nexus facility in Age of Ultron. Because they actually go to Oslo to find that hub to actually re-find Jarvis.
But in this case, this is most likely a reference to this Nexus of all realities. So it's a gateway. It allows you to go to every single possible timeline.
You can see how to connect to Multiverse of Madness.
Something must have happened.
Probably connect with Wanda.
Yeah, considering she's the Ancient One. She talked about the branching realities as well.
Yeah, and so unwanted deviations, branches, because the Ancient One drew something extremely similar while she was explaining the consequence of time travel to Bruce Banner. Maybe the Ancient One has visited the TVA herself once or twice.
Maybe.
She knows a thing or two about it.
She knows a thing or two about it, and she knows her own death, and she can stop her own death from happening.
And I guess Doctor Strange has some kind of time power as well with the help of the time stone.
But he no longer has the time stone. Because according to the timeline as it is, the Infinity Stones are destroyed.
Right.
Because they had to return the Infinity Stones that they got from the past back to their rightful place.
Well, TVA has a lot of them.
Yeah, they do.
Just take some from it's so funny.
A lot of spares,
All that effort,
it's
right?
Like
in getting the stones and there's so many just sitting around.
Yeah, even like Loki was surprised. Like, why do they have so many?
Yeah. It's kind of like a Marvel joke.
I guess it's sort of a Marvel joke, but it's also something which clicked with Loki to make him think. Like, is the TVA the biggest power in the universe or something? The greatest
now,
power.
This is an interesting one.
It's all about taking something.
Mephisto, man.
Oh, yeah. Mobius, huh?
So stained glass window depicting the devil. Loki knew exactly what he was doing. So WandaVision apparently did drop several hints.
Yeah, especially through WandaVision. We're expecting Mephisto in WandaVision.
But he never really showed.
Never showed up.
So Mobius claims to be chasing an alternate version of Loki, and it's highly that the child has mistaken the God of Mischief's famous horn helmet for the demonic horns of Lucifer. So it might not be Mephisto.
Maybe or maybe not. But who would Mephisto be? We're still hoping it's Mark Hamill.
Oh,
The big cameo.
Yeah, that was a cameo that we were waiting for.
nah, it's all because of that Paul Bettany stupid little
Yeah, he trolled everyone.
troll. Yeah.
The special guest was himself. What?
So Ravonna Renslayer,
So that's her name. They didn't mention it.
no, but apparently she is from a comic book, 1965 Avengers. Human from the far
1965.
future, most often a villainous figure associated with Kang, the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror. Is this
Yeah.
going to be in?
Maybe in some movie right soon.
Maybe,
Can't remember which one, but
maybe Secret Invasion. I don't know.
No, not Secret Invasion.
Shang-Chi.
No,
No.
not Shang-Chi. It was one that they just announced. Which one was it again?
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah, Thor. Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
That was the name that was in Kang the Conqueror. They mentioned it during their event.
Yeah. And I think Russell Crowe's playing him.
Mm.
Don't quote me.
They didn't. Yeah, maybe. But I know that Kang the Conqueror was mentioned in it. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
explaining
Stark.
Endgame.
Explaining Endgame, eh? Yeah.
Well, they kind of mentioned it, but it seems like the TVA allowed it to happen.
Yeah, so the Avengers ambitious time heist was entirely sanctioned by the timekeepers.
Hmm.
So it actually clears up every single timeline wrinkle in the MCU. It's not altering time that irks the TVA, it's altering time in a manner the timekeepers haven't permitted.
Yeah. So they actually allowed us.
So
Wow.
they actually allowed all these wrinkles.
The Avengers to go back in time.
And also Steve Rogers reunion with Peggy.
Hmm.
And Gamora from the past staying in the present.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that they actually permitted it.
Yeah, they're allowed to slip up.
Well, but then you could say that in their view, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, in their view, it's supposed to be because that's part of their sacred timeline.
Yeah.
Because the timekeepers are dictating the proper flow of time.
Yeah. So if they choose to go back and change things which is in alignment to what
Their
they think,
dictation.
then it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's actually quite a thing.
So they pretty much have control of everyone's fate in the universe.
Yeah, so I think it opens up a lot of questions like with free will and stuff. Like, do
Yeah.
Yes.
they
Good
have
thing.
free will in the MCU? It seems not, because they would get captured by the timekeepers and go through that and get reset.
So even Loki himself, who thinks that he's a god, he's still under the
Control of the TVA,
TVA.
according to the dictations of these timekeepers.
Yeah.
So why didn't the timekeepers stop Thanos?
Because
Ooh.
apparently it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So it's supposed to happen that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I said it opens up a whole lot of questions about
Free
the idea
will,
of free
fate, destiny. Can you change anything?
will. And it seems like not, according to the MCU. If it's not according to their dictation, it cannot happen.
Yeah, which is
Look,
it sounds as if they're making up the rules according to them.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So according to the timekeepers, no one has free will.
Yeah.
Because
So
if you do your own thing, then
they're basically God.
Yeah. I mean, they did say, right? Like, even Loki says, "Hey, I'm a god. I want to talk to another god." But
yeah.
I think Loki
Yeah.
is actually not even as up to that level.
Yeah.
I noticed that, like, it was the three of them side by side, like the Holy Trinity.
Oh yeah, like the tree, eh? Yes.
That is interesting.
Yeah, so pretty much they're the time gods. Yeah.
Time gods.
And you know that they were even gone like the figureheads when you saw them, they're all looking down. 1, 2, 3 next to each other in the middle of the screen. They are looking down.
Yeah.
The blue faces were just looking down.
Yeah. It's actually interesting that there's also only 3 timekeepers.
3, eh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Supreme Court has 12 judges.
Okay, let's continue.
Loki's wooing. What's this?
Oh, the way. Yeah.
Pair sat down for a more friendly conversation, but when Loki wants obvious. TVA officer retorts you, even when you're wooing someone powerful, you intend to betray.
Yeah, like
Thanos
Loki.
here. Oh yeah, okay. He's always wanting to woo people. I guess that's the point of this. Josta.
Yeah, that's such an old drink.
Oh, old drink.
Big fan of an ice cold Josta.
What
you a certain age.
Must be American
late 90s.
soda.
Late 90s.
I was trying to see what drink it was. I thought it was Dr. Pepper.
I think Pepsi tried to bring it back once as well.
So it's not Dr. Pepper.
No, it's Josta. Something called Josta.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, must be an American brand because never heard of it.
It's a PepsiCo drink.
It is a Pepsi product, it says here.
Yeah. Pepsi tried to bring it back at one point.
Yeah.
It's an early variety of energy drink.
All right. Well, maybe because of this show, they might bring it back now.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
maybe.
Okay, hang on. Maybe they're in a time where Josta is out.
What? They're in the
Well,
time.
you know, they jump back to 1500s.
Oh,
1800s.
yeah, they've been jumping around. Yes.
Yeah, they're jumping in time.
It doesn't mean that they have to be.
No. They can pick up the drink from any time and bring it with
take
them.
it to another time. That's true.
Yeah.
And it seems like the variants even brought a sweet which doesn't exist in that France timeline either.
Oh yeah, the blueberry or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because that didn't belong at that time because that's
Definitely not
that was existed yet.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Huh. Loki's greatest hits.
I thought it was a harmonica. Oh, well.
A twisted version of A Wonderful Life.
Mobius. Isn't there another show called Mobius?
Yeah, there's
With
a.
the Marvel.
There is, which
but
is a
it's-
different.
It's a different Mobius, right?
Okay.
Because this is Agent Mobius, so that's his actual name.
Yeah.
The Mobius that we'll see in like the movie is going to be a different one.
A different character. Okay.
So all these greatest hits, they're all from Avengers.
And we see Phil Coulson's death again.
Yeah, he got.
Yeah, he got killed. Well, obviously we know he came back.
But what's interesting is
Again and
they were
again.
mentioning stuff in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., LMDs, as well as seeing Phil Coulson's death again. Are they trying to make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. properly canon?
Uh-huh.
It'll be good if they can do it.
Well, you know, they could easily say it's canon if the TVA says it's canon.
According to what we're seeing so far, I think they're trying to imply that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is part of the canon of the MCU.
Yeah.
Because they mentioned they mentioned LMDs again.
Yeah. It's part of the sacred timeline.
Yeah, and according to the sacred timeline, there's only one, so
Yeah, secret timeline.
so it's meant to happen.
Yeah. Loki loses a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. He tasted death in Thor, in Avengers, in Ragnarok, in Infinity War. Although the funny thing is they haven't happened yet from this Loki's perspective.
Lost his shirt, lost his pants, lost everything.
So, but it hasn't happened yet for him, so that's kind of weird, right?
But Loki did have a close relationship with the mother.
Yeah, he did.
Which is why he was like really sad in the movie when Frigga died.
Yeah.
Like he completely trashed the room in the movie. And here we see that he focuses a lot on her death again in the TV show. He's just watching. It's quite interesting that we see him like this. Like we haven't really seen him like this in the actual movies at all.
Which is good because he humanizes him a bit, and you know, he stripped off his powers, so he can't be the like god of mischief that we always see him being. So it's a different side of Loki.
Yes.
See, more his human side, human compassion side.
But he's still good at escaping.
Yeah, he is. But as well, Loki, if you think about it, with the death of Phil Coulson, he actually helped reunite the Avengers.
Yeah.
Loki actually did bring everyone together.
That's true.
Without Loki, the Avengers probably wouldn't have been formed as well.
You can see he's extremely frustrated, though.
Yeah, but according to the TVA, he helped the other Avengers become their best versions of themselves.
So it's all part of the plan, right?
Yeah.
Part of TVA's plan. DB Cooper, yes, we talk about this.
Cooper.
It was Loki all along.
Crossed out Agatha.
From Loki's hairstyle matching the real DB Cooper artist's impression to the smattering of banknotes left behind, there's an impressive attention to detail in this scene.
Yeah, but he lost a bet to Thor.
Oh yeah, he did. And it's interesting why the TVA allowed this too, because why?
Well, they kind of mentioned it, but there were some things which they didn't have to, or it was just practically just fun.
Fun for them, yeah. The Bifrost.
Bifrost, yeah. He got taken back to his Asgard.
There's a cool Bifrost moment apparently. Rainbow Bridge catching a falling Loki in midair. Oh yeah. Well, when he was falling out of the plane.
Yeah, he actually did mention Heimdall.
Heimdall.
Yeah, Heimdall. Yeah. Just Elba's character.
The Thor Heimdall. I hope you're watching.
Oh, Infinity Stone.
Look at that.
So many Infinity
Loki was
Stones.
tempted to take some. It looks like.
This is what this is the funny bit they were talking about, because entire worlds brought to their knees by their power. Humans turn into gods by the merest touch, and yet they're using one as a paperweight in the TVA.
Yeah, that's actually quite funny. So many Infinity Stones.
I was wondering, did anyone notice there was a really big rock in the corner?
Huh?
Does anyone know what that really big rock was?
This
orange one.
This.
Huh?
That's the Soul Stone.
So
Probably the hardest one to get.
In the corner of the room.
Oh no!
I didn't notice.
It was about 5 feet high.
5 feet high.
Okay. A monolith.
The monolith, maybe.
No, it just looked like a broken rock.
Well, monoliths in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. were like broken rocks.
It was a broken rock. Yeah, a big broken rock.
Yeah, really tall broken rocks.
Yeah, I guess you got to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to know what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, Loki sees his future.
Just
He sees his own death.
Yeah.
it's his own yeah, that's why he wants to change his fate.
But
He
I
can't.
don't think he can.
Because the TVA, according to the TVA, that's what it's supposed to be.
You're gonna try very hard to change that fate.
Yeah. That's why there was an idea of multiverse of madness. Loki might be trying to go back to the prime timeline.
Yeah.
Because he's probably one of the favorite characters. So they may bring him back.
Yeah, it's definitely a fan favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a fan favorite, which is why the TV show exists now.
Oh, yep.
Hint. Kang.
Hint. I didn't see that.
And
It's
the Conqueror.
last scene, what? Premiere, in the final scene. A piece of
Quantumania
technology.
is the name of the new Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man was Quantumania.
Oh, Ant-Man 3. Okay, cool. Oh, that's where it's going to appear.
Oh right,
Jono.
the hooded
Ant-Man
figure.
3.
The hooded figure at the end. But that's more likely Loki variant than Kang himself.
Loki variant.
Essentially, they mentioned Loki, the Loki variants, and then they went to that scene. So
yeah,
the one that took great delight in burning all the timekeepers.
Yeah.
That was the was it the third millennium?
That was
they said third millennium. The technology that was in the ground.
The technology
was definitely not from the time that they went to, and they said it was from the third millennium.
1956.
Yeah, they went to 19th century Oklahoma, but then the technology is actually from the year 3000 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely looked futuristic, that thing.
All right, those are some of quite a few Easter eggs.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
Quite a lot.
And considering there's only going to be 6 episodes to the series.
Okay.
6.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Pretty short season,
yeah.
It's 45 minutes, 50 minutes per episode, so it's all right. Yeah.
So it's going to be a similar length to
Falcon
and the Winter Soldier, because that was also 6 episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll be looking through a lot of content quite quickly in this short period. It seems like BuzzFeed got a few more deep.
This.
Oh yeah.
It seems like it zoomed in more to Loki in the scene. So
yeah.
And
oh yeah, that's the one. Green and gold.
Yeah, looks nice.
Yep.
So I guess they customize it per series.
What else? Yeah, they got this part. I am Loki of Asgard. I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Yep. Burdened with glorious purpose.
I am burdened with glorious purpose. I am Loki of Asgard.
This is actually an interesting thing. He actually used it as the first line in the Avengers.
Really? The very first line of the movie?
His very first line.
Very first line in the Avengers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's actually quite interesting.
It is.
You can spot a Skrull. Yep, we saw that.
Skrull, yeah, we saw this one.
Skrull.
Oh, wow. L1130.
L1130.
So we found out his surname is
Laufeyson.
Yeah.
Loki Laufeyson. Yeah. We actually already knew that.
Laufeyson, yeah.
But then no one knows what the numbers mean yet. If someone smarter than me knows what these numbers mean, please tell me.
Yeah. You didn't really know. Maybe there were like 11,030 variants of Loki.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, probably.
Because if L is Loki, 1130 could be a lot of different variants.
Every time he spoke, he had to sign another piece of paper.
Yep.
Oh, there we are.
Like what? This is absurd.
Oh, it's the time gods.
The last director of the time
Yeah, the
variance of
tribunal.
Loki. Oh, okay.
The Triune.
Yeah.
Yep. So we mentioned that.
Yeah, we talked about
Nexus.
Nexus.
There you go. That's a comparison to
It's got a
the
picture
one that's
which is
typically
good.
commercial.
Yeah, so this is definitely a difference. Created a Nexus event and an antidepressant. So we actually do see it now.
Loki needs Nexus.
Yeah, this is actually a good thing. It says a unique antidepressant that works to anchor you back to your reality.
Reality of
Or
your
the reality
choice.
of your choice.
Yeah.
You have a choice though?
It seems
Oh,
not. But considering that Wanda is a Nexus being.
Oh yeah. So she's different, yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one.
There's only one Wanda throughout the whole thing. But what else? Oh yeah, Nexus being.
Multiverse of Madness.
Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness.
Danger.
Well, apparently the person who read this immediately paused and yells Doctor Strange to Multiverse of Madness. Okay. Danger, multiverse. I think that's what we're leading to.
That's trying to give you a hint, like a teasing you what's to come.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we saw this.
Yeah.
The two fought in the war.
The Cravers and Novas.
Yep. And this is actually the line.
Oh yeah, we saw that too. The ancient one, how he explained. Owen Wilson's Loki character is Mobius.
Mobius and Mobius. Wow.
Mobius and Mobius.
So this person might be an interesting guy to keep around because interacted with characters like the Fantastic Four, which has been announced in the MCU now.
Yeah. So he may be the link.
Yeah, She-Hulk, who has been cast now, and Hawkeye, which would be the new Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Stained glass. All right. So Mephisto. We all thought Mephisto was going to show up in WandaVision, and the jokes were just incredible.
It says it's a reference to Loki as well. The horns. He was cast out. Well, not really cast out of heaven, but of Asgard.
Yeah. Yep, the gum.
Oh, the gum, yeah.
They didn't mention it in the other one yet. The gum was something which was not of its time.
It's a variant gum.
Yeah, it's a variant gum.
Yeah, to me, holding a mobile phone, it looked like a harmonica.
Well, it looked like a more futuristic version of a mobile phone as well, because it could make the thing jump out the phone.
Well, no.
The drawings.
Yeah, the drawing.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think you're both talking about different things. Yeah. I think one's talking about the gum, one's talking about the tablet thing, right?
Yeah, the phone thing.
What else?
Thing,
I mentioned this one. Sex is listed as fluid.
Well, you could actually see the.
Yeah, so that's the actual file. Because in the comics, T is both a son and daughter.
Okay. Interesting. 1900 to 2099. Oh, okay.
1900 to 2099. Okay, so that's the range of time that he died in, it seems. Yeah.
Loki.
Oh, and a futuristic batch of comics. I didn't really know this one.
Yeah, Marvel 2099. Judge Renslayer. In the comics, he falls in love with Kang. Interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
Link to the Timekeepers.
Link
She
to
says Kang will be introduced in Ant-Man.
Oh, it was Ant-Man, not Thor: Love and Thunder. We were.
Yeah, it's Ant-Man 3. Yeah. No,
I knew it was going to be in a show, but I forgot which one.
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely Ant-Man
and the Wasp.
He'll be the main villain in the.
Yeah. Played by Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
When Loki is pleading his case, he says that you can always smell Tony Stark's cologne.
Is that X body spray? Yeah, so he actually knew it by the cologne. He could smell the cologne of 2 Tony Starks. So he kind of knew that the Avengers time traveled, but he didn't know for what purpose.
When Loki looks out at the TVA, he can spot T282. Okay, interesting.
That is interesting.
Really?
First appearance of the Timekeepers in Thor number 282.
Yeah, this thing is like really deep into the
Easter eggs.
So a lot more than the other one. But that city looks so cool.
Yeah, it looks.
It's so futuristic.
Yeah,
so
I was thinking maybe a bit of Star Warsy and then something else.
Yeah, like the Marvel version of Coruscant.
Coruscant, yeah.
Very sci-fi, fantasy.
But what's interesting is what are these? They haven't seen anything mentioning these things.
Maybe those are the Timekeeper, but there's only 2 of them.
There are only 2 of them there, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it's not something that we have to know about yet. Yeah. Or it's not really an Easter egg. Maybe. I don't know.
Might need to be a hardcore Marvel comic fan to know all these Easter eggs.
So this guy definitely got a lot more Easter eggs than the previous one.
Yeah.
35.
Wow, this guy is really into the comics then. To know all of this.
He's really analyzed it.
Yeah, definitely more analyzed than the other one. Journey into the Mystery issue 35 and Hollow Projector 35.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely would not have gotten that one.
Oh yeah, Josta, yes.
Yeah, we mentioned that one. Josta, energy drink.
Yep, woo people, yes.
Yeah.
He did. Woo a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Undying.
Undying Fidelity. Yeah, the BBB Cooper, yeah, that's the highlight. Yes.
And then that unidentified man who hijacked a plane near Portland in 1971. I think a lot of people got this reference, and even Mobius got that reference. You a DB Cooper.
Time Twister. Oh yeah, there were creatures in the comics.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. So now it's actually just a little remote.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little remote thing, right? We can rewind people's time.
Yeah.
It's 500. I said that was funny. Keep rewinding the lady.
Yeah, that was funny. Like, stop it. The time twister just loops you, not the furniture. Which is why he falls on his bum. 25.
One of the biggest things is yeah.
Yeah.
One in Vision's head.
So many.
Oh, he doesn't have the yellow one. All colors except yellow.
Interesting.
The Mind Stone, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
What? A baseball card?
Which is reportedly the most expensive card.
Hey, Honus Wagner.
What?
The most expensive card in the world?
I have no idea. Reportedly the most expensive card.
Earth 616.
616.
Oh, is
Earth
it?
616 is like the prime
The main-
timeline of
the prime
Marvel
Earth-
Comics.
Earth- Earth Prime.
Yeah.
Wow.
They even mentioned 616 in
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
no Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
Far From Home.
Okay.
They actually mentioned 616. Like it says that this is there's 616. He's from a different Earth. And that was what was the enemy's guy's name again? Buckethead.
The illusionist guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't remember.
I know he just wears some weird bucket as a
Mephisto or something.
Mysterio.
Mysterio. That's it.
Mysterio.
Yeah, he said that he came from a different Earth, and this Earth that he came to was 616.
Okay.
Minuteman.
plays a big role in Thor's story.
Oh, it's actually where New Asgard was located after Ragnarok.
Okay.
Really?
Hmm.
In the comics, it's Braxton, Oklahoma. Okay. Bit much information.
Early third millennium, very important. Yeah, we saw that just now. Kang the Conqueror.
Kang
is
the Conqueror is
that
from the era.
And he's linked. And he apparently will appear in Ant-Man. Yeah.
Yep. And apparently, if this person is who they say they is, this person has a relationship with Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, love interest. Yeah.
Hmm.
Finally.
Loki variant.
Oh, yeah, could be Lady, yeah? Could be Lady Loki.
It could be a Lady Loki.
Yeah,
But with
who knows?
assuming that it's some variant.
Hmm.
And that's all the Easter eggs that this article got.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
That was a really good one.
It's like quite a bit more than that other one.
Very much deeper.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit too deep, but it did get some things which the other one didn't get.
Yeah.
Here's something interesting. Apparently, Loki beats both WandaVision and Falcon to be the most watched premiere of any Marvel Disney Plus show.
I think I'd agree with that. I wanted to watch Loki more than any other one.
So far, it seems like your favorite, is it?
Well, it's the one that I wanted to watch the most.
Oh, the most, okay. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, as you say, right? The character is a fan favorite, so
yeah.
You would have a lot of interest. 890,000 US households tune in.
Wow.
Where compared to 759,000 for Falcon, and only 655K households for WandaVision.
But this is only from US.
Yeah.
What?
Not sure about globally. So yeah, popularity and praise Hiddleston has received has claimed the God of Mischief.
I guess he's had more exposure in many different movies as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And considering that they brought a lot of scenes from the movies into the show as well.
It's nice. It's like a nice short recap, but I like it.
Yeah, they recapped it like really well in those scenes.
Yeah.
They even got Owen Wilson in the show. Like an A-list star, right? Yeah. See ya, Bill.
Right, cheers.
Yep.
See ya, Bill.
Yep. Go. Well done.
All right then.
Yep. See you next time.
See you.
See ya.